About 10 o'clock, I just got up here, the van back there. It's been a while since I've done this walk, but I'm doing this walk for a reason. It is Friday, and I've rented a machine for the whole week. So I've got to do a lot of stuff, like flattening out a lot of the road back there, trying to acquire dirt from various areas to fill in holes. But not only do I have the machine coming, I'm walking to the end of the road right now to go collect. I have a load of gravel. I've got a triaxle of 3" minus on its way as well, which should be here early afternoon. So I've got to get the machine, bring it back up here, maybe start scratching away. Got to flatten out an area so the driver can dump the load of the 3" minus, and then I got to figure out a way to get, it's going to be approximately 18 yards. So I have to figure out a way to get 18 yards of gravel, 1.5 kilometers back into the property for the driveway. So that should be interesting. It will either be going back and forth with the machine, using the front bucket. I don't really want to do that. Or I will be getting the T-Rex and throwing the dump box on it, and then trying to bring that through the trail and across the beaver dam, which should be interesting as well. But on the way through, I want to try and fix up areas kind of like that right there where we've got some standing water. I want to try and level out some of these areas right here. You can see here where we get the ruts. I would like to try and build it up a little bit so that it is a little bit more user friendly. Should be a good, fun week of solid work. So this is probably the best that you will see me, because I'm going to be camping basically for a whole week up here, which is going to be awesome. It's going to be great. But it's not like I have a shower. I've got a shower in the back of the van. Not sure how that's going to go over. Showering in the middle of the forest. Yeah. So that was a bit early. It's gone 10:30 now. He's not here yet. So here I sit and wait for my backhoe to come down that road. Oh, I hear a noise. Sounds like a big truck. And it's green, like a sunbelt. And it's got a backhoe on it. Fun time, here we go. We got a dump truck and a heck of a lot of 3" minus, which is gravel for the road base. So he's going to dump it right here. Right there where it just cleaned out. It's going to come out onto the road a little bit, and then I'll just clean it up, make sure it's all good. And then, yeah, we'll start trying to lump it back 1.5 kilometers into the property. Okay, so I got the machine up here. I did a little bit of hopefully water clearing. I say that as it now starts to rain. up along the trail. It took me a little bit longer than expected, but I got one load in the bucket, and I pretty much don't know where I want to put any of that gravel yet. Like I said, I wanted to have that gravel come on Monday, but didn't end up happening that way. But regardless, I've got some dirt potential along the sides here. I need to fill in this area here and fill in a lot of the low spots where it's really, really bouncy and rocky for the van. And then just beyond on the other side of the backhoe, there is a bit of a high spot. Now I don't know what's underneath that. It could be boulders like this, or it could be, you know, nice gravelly dirt. And I can shape the driveway going down and down into the entrance of the property. So I'm just going to start playing around here, feeling around, seeing what I have, and then we can kind of see how the day is going to go. I do need to just do lumps back and forth, I think. Probably end up just doing that with the backhoe. It wasn't all too bad, I say that now, but I haven't done multiple loads yet. Doesn't look like that much when you pour it out onto the ground, which kind of leads me to believe that I'm probably going to need some more. I'm definitely going to need some more. Whether I need 2 or 3 more loads, I have no idea. But at least we're getting a start. And yeah, so the rain's just starting now lightly. It's not supposed to be too bad. But yeah, cue the time lapse. Alright, so we got quite a bit done here. It looks kind of messy, but I'm going to back drag it afterwards. I still want to take up where the backhoe is here. It's still a bit of a high spot, so I want to be able to take this down a bit so I can use some of this dirt and kind of fill in a low spot over there. But anyway, leveled it out a little bit more. And like I said, I'll back drag this and it'll all smoothen out. Take some of these bigger chunks out and get rid of these roots and such that are being a pain in the butt. But yeah, it's slim pickings trying to find dirt because all you're getting is rock everywhere. So this area here I couldn't really do much with because that is a huge boulder, and there's another one just underneath there. So I may try and take some of that there and kind of fill in this lower spot here just to kind of even out the grade a little bit more. Yeah, so that's about that. Anyway, I am going to continue on at the entrance of the property and see if we can't null this down a little bit. Bugs are coming out in full force. Not so bad in the backhoe, but they are coming out. Actually, you can see here it is quite a bit higher, so you can see why I want to take some of this down. Backhoe's probably sitting about 3 feet higher than where I am right now, so I kind of want to take this down more of a gradual slope. Get rid of this thing here because this is what broke the window on the telehandler when Sean and I were bringing it in. But I'm going to get rid of this tree here and yeah, start building this area up here. So back to the time lapse. Okay, rocking at about 4 o'clock now. Making pretty good headway so far. I just went back to the van, had to go grab more GoPro batteries. I'm not sure when my time lapse ran out, but anyway. So here's another look from going into the property. So basically just trying to make this a little bit more level. Again, I'm going to have to back drag it all. Probably add some more dirt in here if I can acquire some somewhere. Fix up this ditch line that's over there as well. Actually make it so that it runs off. But those are things to do at a later time. So I could probably, actually no, I can't take any more off the top here because there's a big huge boulder basically like right underneath there, and it's massive, so much bigger than some of the other ones that you may or may not have seen. But taking down this quite a bit, probably about 3 feet, and I'm pulling all this dirt back to that area back there where I have a bit of a low spot, and then I'll be able to start, then I'll turn myself around and I'll start scratching down from the other way and make my way towards the sea can there. But this was the biggest one yet. I'm also putting these big boulders over here so that if anybody tries to go around, they're gonna have to go through some boulders. But that one there is a pretty big one. So anyway, continue on with the Gong Show. Okay, now even later, probably 6 o'clock maybe? 7 o'clock. So I didn't know how far I'd get today, but I'm actually plugging along here pretty well. I'm going to do some more, but here's the entranceway. So I've leveled off all this area here. Again, I still have to do a lot of back dragging. And then I've got these two little sections where the trail kind of Y's off. So where the backhoe's kind of reversely pointed right now is where I'm going to continue around, and the terrain isn't all that great there. I have to acquire dirt from somewhere, so we'll have to see. And then the other way is this way up the hill, which I do have a couple of routes, but I kind of want to get back to there. That's where I'm thinking I want to pile all the stuff, so kind of made the executive decision that's where, by the sea can, is where I want to have kind of like a parking area, and I got to get that stuff off the road. So if I can get a trail that the backhoe can get back and forth to, and just clear an area, I can basically just lump loads all day tomorrow just to get that stuff off the road, and then I can continue back here doing what I'm doing. So that's the game plan anyway. Still haven't eaten yet today. Kind of hungry, but a little bit of light left, so I might as well just try and utilize as much as I can. Alright, so it is 9:30. I just finished up about a half hour ago, maybe 40 minutes ago. I'd like to show you the progress, but obviously I can't because it is a little bit dark outside. Yeah, I'm beat up. Oh, I almost got to the sea can, so that's pretty good. I still don't like having all the gravel down at the bottom, but not sure if I said it earlier. I probably did, probably repeating myself, but I don't have any place to put it as it is right now, because even if I put it in partial spots, I'm just gonna lose all of it because it'll just sink into the dirt and the mud. I might as well just clear off the area where I know I want the majority of the gravel to go, and then start lumping the loads straight there. That way I guess the trail can get beat down a little bit as well, and I can fill in some of the low spots. Just looking at what was delivered, I'm definitely not going to have near enough what I need, so I'll probably end up ordering a couple more truckloads on Monday. Yeah, a lot of work done today, which is good. It's good. Not a lot of dirt. Don't even know what to say. Haven't even eaten. So hungry. Just mine's messed up. So you know what? We're gonna talk to you in the morning. I keep on looking at myself, not the actual thing. So if it looks kind of bewildered, that's why. But I got the low brow, so you can't even see my eyes. So you're probably not even seeing this. Oh. Okay. Probably just wasted about a minute and a half of your time. Good night. Alright, well, good morning. Another day is upon us. It is probably about 7:30, 7:45. Have myself some cereal, myself a cup of coffee. And so this is what we did yesterday. Here's the entrance. So that's where the van and the machine are parked right now. Again, I'm going to back drag all this. I just took a little walk here this morning. I'm thinking what I would have liked to have done is walked the whole area and then did a side-by-side video comparison of me walking it. So I think I'm going to do that with this way up there. But in the meantime, see what we've done along this way. When you're walking backwards with the machine, the front bucket, you can get it as smooth as you like, but then the front bucket, as the machine moves and jars around, it basically really messes up your nice smooth edge. You can see where I smoothed it out with the back bucket. But this is all me running over the smoothed out area with the back bucket, which is still fine because it is just packing everything down. That's why you kind of do a couple of passes with the front bucket, back drag it all to level it all out. But so I think I'm going to make my way take a couple of these trees out. There's an ash there, and I'm not sure what these two types of trees are, but that ash is dead anyway, so we'll take that out. I'm going to try and create a driveway area that comes down and meets up with this, but also take out a little bit of this area here and level off down to where the sea can is, and ultimately where I think a cool campsite would be. So I'm still tossed on where I want to actually park the other pod. If I bring it down here, the area is a lot lower, so it could potentially be a lot harder to get enough fill in here to make this run feasible with a trailer, with an RV. A second spot is basically up along here where take these stumps out, level all this area off down there. Still have that area back there as kind of where we're gonna have our campfire and pit, stuff like that. But I think this is a pretty cool spot right here. So if you just brought the R pod in, backed it up, took these trees out here, and had a nice little parking spot here, it's solid ground. It's all rock underneath here, but then you kind of get to look over the valley a little bit anyway. You get to look down there a bit, and you still have a view for when it's raining. So I guess the day will tell. I got to continue the road back, or the trail back, to tie it back in with the other one. It's basically going to be just a giant O. Yeah, gonna have to get to her here. Remove some stumps. Yeah, let's go walk this trail real quick. Okay, so here's where we just were, down towards the sea can down that way, and then this is the other area. This is quite a steep hill, but I like to try and take some of it down because it kind of drops down on the other side. The problem is got this very large piece of granite here, and I don't know what it looks like. Gotta take that stump out, that stump out. These are some of the trees that I took down yesterday. This pine was already dead anyway, so I had to go. I want to move this pile. I'll probably just push it back for now, but I can take all this down and create kind of a level area coming up along this way, and then the elevation drops quite a bit here. So if I can take that down this quite a bit and somewhat match it up with this elevation here, that'll make things a lot easier for driving in and out. There's that elm there, that'll go. There's another elm right there, that one's gonna go as well. Get rid of this stump. Kind of take some of this rock and kind of move it over to this side. That's the trail that we have going down towards the back of the property. And that one there, I may redo that trail actually down along there and cut it in at the sea can. But that will be for another adventure. Take out some of these small trees. That cherry still got one limb on it that's it's got some leaves on it, but as you can see, the rest of it's not doing too great, so I don't think it's long for this world. So that one, if I end up putting the trailer there, that one will probably end up going as well. There's another elm here that'll go, or ash, sorry, ash. God, don't know where my head is. Every tree that I said was elm is ash that I'm getting rid of, because of the ash borer has killed all of them. So still decent hardwood. I can still cultivate some boards from that on the bigger stuff, and basically to kind of come up with a pile here, organize a milling pile that will be accessible for me to take across in the winter when the pond freezes over, and then utilize that wood for planks and hardwood flooring and other projects, most of the ash anyway. Yeah, and we've got some hemlock up here as well that can go towards the cabin build. Yeah, pretty nice morning though. Gonna go make some noise. Okay, so I dropped a bunch of trees, and the cool thing about having a backhoe when you're dropping trees is you don't have to worry if they actually drop or not. So much time is wasted, not really wasted, but so much time involved when I'm dropping the trees when I don't have a backhoe and the tree gets hung up. So I've got like 4 trees hung up right now, but I don't care because I got a boom and I'll just knock it down. Anyway, the rain is trying to come here, so I'm trying to flatten out this area as best I can. So now I was faced the other way last night and just kind of scratching away at that side. Now I turn this way and I'm just kind of, you know, slicking it while I go so that the water doesn't absorb as much. And again, I got to back drag it all. Yeah, so anyway, just like before, cue the time lapse. And fall. Okay, so that's it for the smoothing. I just tried to back up, and it's like gumbo. I'm just sinking. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just start collecting dirt, the gravel at the end of the road, and start bringing it here, start back dragging all this other stuff, making that somewhat solid, because this is going to be an issue, this area here, until it dries out. And I just don't have the material. I don't have the dirt to be able to put in this low spot over here. So I'll concentrate my efforts while it's starting to come down with rain to get all the gravel up here. At least I have a spot where I can put it for now, and it's going to be needed here regardless, so maybe that'll stiffen up the road a little bit as well. So I probably won't film much of this just because I'm just going to be back and forth, kind of boring stuff. But anywho. It's about 1:30. Made it around to this loop here. So the machine sitting there, that's where I came from. I still have some more leveling work to do to tie back into where I was up at the top there where I took some of the grade out. But I'm going to be taking this down and leveling that area off there, pushing these logs off to the side. And I'm hoping that I can acquire by the time I get over here, although looking at the soil, I don't think I will. I was hoping I'd be able to acquire some soil to be able to kind of put back down in this lower area here, but that's not being the case. So this is a granite slab, and it basically comes right across right there and all the way down to about here. So that basically takes my plan away of trying to level this area off and being able to pull in there and then back the trailer up in there. So I will have to come up with another plan for a little squirrel there, for the trailer. So the other plan B for the trailer is I can pull in this way, bring it up here, and then park it back in there, like I was talking about this morning. So that's another option there. I would like to try and be able to create enough area here that a vehicle can turn around, although I don't think I have enough real estate. But I guess hopeful that this will dry up a bit, and anyway, I'll just order more fill and put more fill in. But we're getting there. Okay, so another day complete. I spent pretty much the majority of the late evening, afternoon, just running back and forth. I did about 7 loads of gravel, so it's pretty uneventful. Probably down to almost half the amount, so 18 yards I guess is pretty correct in what they were saying. So yeah, tomorrow much along the same thing. One thing I do need to do is where I had the van earlier, I didn't do my Austin Powers turn. I actually went down to the entrance, and then I had to do an Austin Powers turn there to turn around because I went out and got some fuel. So I'm gonna have to do something about that. I'm gonna have to make a turnaround for the van for times that I can't get into the property, or times like right now. Ultimately, like, I want to have the driveway to be able to turn around in as well, but just the way that the terrain is, it's going to be kind of hard to get up there, and need some drying out time as well, because it's pretty spongy on both sides actually. So I did have lunch today. I did have breakfast and I did have lunch, so I can't say I haven't eaten all day, but I haven't eaten dinner, so I don't know what I'm going to have, but something quick and easy, and then I'm going to chill out. You didn't need to see that. But then I'm going to chill out and I'm going to watch a movie and go to bed. Sitting on a bit of an angle. I might try and move the van a little bit to fix the situation here, make it a little bit more level for sleeping. So yeah, it was actually pretty chilly last night. That's why I got the heater going right now. Ended up having to use Savannah's frozen blanket in the middle of the night, and then doubled that up because I forgot my pajamas. So don't have any long johns to keep me warm, so I'm gonna have to use the heater. So, but that's okay because I filled her up with diesel, so could be good for the summer now. Anyway, dinner time, chill time. Tomorrow's another day. See you then. Alright, good morning. Got the machine warming up, and list of things to do is endless, of course. It's just where to start. Just did a little walkabout, finished my coffee. Looked at what I did yesterday and what I want to get accomplished today. So last night I was talking about the Austin Power turns. So this is where I got myself into last night. So I was there, then I had to back up into there. Then I went forward, and of course I hit this root with my front bumper of my skirt on the van. And I had to do about a 10-point turnaround to get out of here. So this morning, I think the first battle, I was thinking maybe I would take this tree out here. That would give me a little bit more room. I still might end up doing that, but I think what I might try and do is move some of these rocks down here, and then depending, I'm going to do a little feeler test and see what the soil is down there. If it's all rock, I don't know what I'm going to do. I got to get dirt from somewhere. I want this to be level and come in this way so that I could potentially back a trailer into there if I want to get a dump trailer later on to bring more gravel in. So I'll take a little feel around and see what it's all about, and failing that, I could take these two guys down here, create more of an area, flat area here to gonna either turn into or what have you. So yeah, really not quite sure, but as always, we'll just fake it till you make it. Okay, so as with everything, I got a little bit distracted. Ended up just smoothing out that area back there, and then basically I just kind of came backwards and smoothed out all this area here. So I know I was going to make a turnaround spot over there where the backhoe is, but instead of focusing my effort there, I came to because in doing this, I started widening out this area here to get more dirt to make this more level. So I think actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a turnaround spot right here. And it'll be almost like an extra parking in case anybody wants to come up and do some camping or what have you. You can pull in there and just kind of back in there and then go and leave. So might as well do it on my own property instead of, the road allowance. So that is what I'm going to work on now. There's tons of boulders in there, but I'm hopeful that I'll maybe get some dirt in the meantime too. Then I can fill in some more dirt over there. Kind of doubt it, but some of the trees will end up going. Lots of cleanup after. So much dead bush. Oh well, big bonfire. All right, 1 o'clock. Bugs are out fierce. This is the road. That's where I sleep sometimes. That is where I sleep other times. But now, check this out. This is the entrance to the property. There's Jarvis in a parking spot, which he can turn around in. I went back and forth a bunch of times to flatten it out a bit more, get some more weight on the tires because the van's a bit heavier than the backhoe. It will settle a little bit more, I'm guessing. But this is so cool. I am so excited to be able to have my vehicle inside my actual property line now, which is so cool. Yeah. So it's 1 o'clock. I'm going to stop for a little bit of a break, probably until the bugs start eating me alive. Then I will get back in this thing and start flattening down this area up here. Basically going to do the same as what I was doing, using the back bucket and taking some of the material from there, filling in some of the holes that I acquired yesterday just from roading the machine up and down a bunch of times. But I'll flatten out this area here, make this accessible again, clean this. Got a couple of rocks, one right there that I can't really do anything about, so that is basically setting my grade for this area up here. Well, nice and flatten all that stuff out. Then I will make my way down here. I already did this yesterday But it's a beautiful day, so this is really starting to dry out this dirt, which is great. Fantastic. Yeah, I'll get some more gravel from the end at some point today as well. And then if I feel up to the challenge, I will make my way down this way. I'll take out a couple of these stumps, move some of this brush, and then work on this area down here. So I haven't quite decided the layout as of yet, where I want things to go, but I'm guessing a potential camping spot right there. So we're gonna have that spot that's gonna be right up there. And that will be for the R-Pod. And then this would be another spot for the R-Pod potentially as well. Because I like this spot better, because you're right down by the water. I don't want to clear out all this dead bush, all this junk here. But unfortunately these trees are going to go. I'll try and find a place to replant them. But if I can get the R-Pod here eventually, that'd be pretty awesome, because then I can have a nice camping spot. We're going to be overlooking the water. That would be amazing. So that's what I'll do this afternoon. So if my face looks puffy and I look like crap, it's because it's now Tuesday morning. Been here since Friday, and no, I haven't had a shower. But I did use some baby wipes. I gotta have a shower, but there's so much to do. I got 2 more loads, tri-axle loads of dump trucks coming today. And basically for today and tomorrow, it's going to be spent going back and forth pretty much all day, I can imagine, for both days. I'm just kind of sitting here and making some breakfast. That's what you're hearing in the background. Look at this bad. Oh yeah, bacon, mushrooms, onions. Do some eggs along with that. And so that's what I got going on this morning. But I'm sitting here thinking about the amount of extra work I need to do. It's one thing to just knock these trees over and kind of push them off into the distance. But one of the spots, I've knocked all the trees over in an area that is going to be, frequented a lot by us. So having the trailer parked up there, it's nothing but roots and wood and this and that and the other. So I have to try and save some time with the machine to organize some of that. I want to, delimb all of the good wood and try and hike it over. I'm thinking the best spot to put this stuff is on top of the big rock. It kind of leaves it out of the way, and also it's high and dry. It's on a rock, so it won't get ground moisture, or not as much ground moisture as just sitting on the forest floor. And then the roots, I'm just going to try and push that stuff off, because I tried burning a root, and it's going to burn forever. So, at this time, burning these roots is not going to be an option. It's just too much timing involved. So anyway, I probably won't do much filming today, if any, at all, only because it's going to be me just driving back and forth with the backhoe. But I do want to try and clear the beaver pond area and create more of a view there. So if I do end up getting to that, then I'll film some of that. But otherwise, I'm going to have some bacon and eggs. I'm going to get to it. That's about that. Alright, so don't let this beautiful blue sky mislead you. It's kind of chilly. It's pretty chilly out this morning. There's a north wind coming in. And nice day though. It's looked a little bit overcast when I first came out. But now the skies have cleared right up and nice and sunny. So not sure how this will expose, but this is kind of like the pond site, as I'm calling it. Took some of this dirt and had to move it along here to get rid of this low spot down there, to have it more gradual up into these different paths and roads that I'm making. But this is, I think, one of the things we're going to try and work on this morning is to clear up this area. I've got a couple hours before the gravel arrives. So there's a lot of dead wood here, and then a lot of the further dead stuff that's hanging into the pond. So as I know it's a beautiful natural habitat, I kind of want to make it selfishly make it better, so we have a nice view and nice breeze going through for keep the bugs down. So work on that this morning, clean this stuff up, and then lump some loads. Oh yeah, this is what I was talking about with this stump. This guy down here. Oh, look at that. Swallow. Cool. So this stump here was from a cherry that was over there, and so that sat on there for a couple of hours and barely did a thing. So I might get the fire going and just put that thing in there, let it just smoke away, because I'm sure I'll have a lot of offcuts here to burn up as well. So alright, let's get to her. improvement, and I will be able to clean up this stuff by hand, but a lot of the stuff I wasn't able to do without the machine, so I basically stripped a lot of the limbs. Some of these I may end up taking down, but I don't want to take it down yet. I've got all that stuff to clean up there. I can do that another time. Might end up taking this one down here anyway, regardless, because it does have some beetle attack. And then this one here, might end up taking that one down. I'll probably take off a sleeve of this one here, and then there's some dead ones over there that I'll take down as well. But nevertheless, it has got a lot more airflow here, which is good for the mosquitoes and everything like that. And yeah, nice. Be able to look at the beavers and maybe see some animals across the way. Who knows? All right. Well, why am I walking, you ask? I'm sure you don't ask that, but I'm gonna answer you. Finished cleaning up, started on my first load, and then this happened. Yep. That would be a front tire off its bead and screwed as well. Bit into it. Rings bit into it right there. So just got a call into Sunbelt, and hopefully they're going to send some guy soon. And I gotta go back to camp here and make sure everything's good there and get some bug spray, because they'd be killing me right now. It's always an adventure, isn't it? Alright, so just did a couple of loads just with the ATV and the trailer, and you know, that's definitely time consuming. I only get maybe not even a half a yard into the trailer. Got Cal Tire on their way apparently to come fix me up, but I don't know how the heck they're gonna get in here, so they haven't contacted me yet. But I was talking to my buddy Sean, and he gave me his idea of just back drag the whole way. So 1.5 kilometers of back dragging. Let's see if this works. Okay, so this is what a back drag does. Basically, you back drag and it kind of smoothens stuff out. So this is, of course, what you do after everything's said and done. So basically, you got no weight on the front tire. The front end is completely up in the air, and then you have this bucket, and it's going to basically back drag. So how do you steer? Well, you've got brakes. These brakes, you can use either, you know, the right tire or the left tire. Actually, the other way around, left tire or the right tire. And so basically, you're just slowing down one of the drive tires, and it's keeping you in line. So very, very slow process, but good work. Is going to be going over the swamp, because there's not a lot of room for error. If you're annoyed with that beeper, can you imagine how I feel? Alright, made it back here, and Cal Tire's already here, fixing her up. Alright, so we are all fixed up, and back at the boring part of bouncing up and down this road all day long. But we're getting there, slowly. Putting a big dent in that pile. Got at least one of the parking spots done now, and all graded back. Working on the second little parking area. Wrote Actually, it would be necessity, I guess. Lost the word that I was looking for, but this is what we do all day long. Road's starting to dry up a bit again. You can barely tell that I did anything in certain spots. The amount of work I did to it, and then all for naught. But if I didn't do the work to it, then it would probably be a lot worse than what it is right now. On Friday, I'll on my way out with the machine, I'll do another cleanup. I just try and fill in a lot of the low spots and stuff like that on my way out. And I'll be gone for the next week anyway. I won't be back here for a week, and so hopefully we have some decent weather, and that will continue to dry out and make it nice for the summer. Or we could have tons of rain and make it absolute crap. But regardless, I can get the van into the property, and I can get the trailer into the property, and that's what matters most right now. So still pretty happy. Pretty much wasted the day today, but talked to Tara at Sunbelt, and she said she'll take care of me, which is pretty awesome. I can't say one bad thing about that company yet. It's if you're looking to rent any type of machinery, Sunbelt in Peterborough is the way to go. I say that right now. I may say something later on, but so far they've been excellent. Okay. I'm sure you guys don't want to bounce along with me much more. So. But alright. It is just gone 4 o'clock, and I've basically been doing this all day. Lumping loads back and forth, but it is starting to rain, and the trail or the road, similar facsimile of that I've been trying to fix this whole time, is now getting wet and greasy, and the backhoe is sliding all over the place because it's just got a top layer of mud because of the rain. I didn't mention it's raining. So I'm going to make this the last load for the time being, and focus my efforts elsewhere, whether it be dinner or trying to do some cleanup of some of the logs. I can jump out between the raindrops and take off a stump or two, and maybe try and organize some of the logs on top of the big rock up here. So as we talk, I will just take you. There's the van. This is where we are here. We've been kind of putting down gravel and flattening out as we go. And then that pile of trees is kind of what I'm talking about. Basically, if I don't fix this stuff now, this area here, while I have the machine, it will be almost impossible for me to physically do it, just with 2 feet and a heartbeat. Yeah, so I'd like to stick all those logs that are there and stick them up there, and then I'll grade all that nice again, and then hopefully the grass will come back. But I kind of want to leave the stumps and kind of let them roll off down into the valley there. I don't want to have to deal with the stumps, so I think I'll focus my efforts on that while it rains, and yeah, that's that. Good morning. I actually slept in. Can't believe it. It's probably about 8:30 now. So yesterday I ended up just basically kind of trying to clear up this area here. I did end up doing a couple of more loads. The rain stopped. So just getting rid of a lot of this brush and such that was down along the waterfront area here. So I've been just kind of walking around here, my coffee. A couple of ducks flew into there, and as soon as they saw me, they skedaddled pretty quickly. Thinking of maybe taking a couple of these trees down, getting some more light in here. That would help dry up the ground a bit as well. But otherwise, I'm going to start over by the landing pad of, I'm calling it the landing pad, I don't know why, where the R-pod or where the trailers, or the van's going to go. Like I was saying yesterday, I got a lot of stumps there, a lot of wood that I got to take care of so that I can take care of the boulders and kind of shape the land back to kind of, I guess it's more natural slope, I guess. Just clean it up a bit because I won't be able to do it when I don't have the machine because the boulders are just way too big. So I got a little fire going, burning down some stumps, and fuel up the saw, head up on there, and go start chopping some wood. Then back and forth with the machine all day. Okay, so this is the challenging area behind me, or the challenge, I guess, for this morning. It is basically cleaning up these stumps and cutting wood, I guess, so to say, because what I need to do is these rocks and boulders and such like that, I need to make this, you know, nice and level ground again. Or not level, but sloping anyway. So it doesn't look like the dog's dinner, because this is kind of where I'm thinking for the either the R-pod or the van to park. Probably R-pod for now is put it there, and then eventually have the R-pod down there. That's the game plan so far. And then we can have just the van parked in there as well. So anyway, just gonna fuel up the machine, get to her now. Cue the time lapse. Okay, momentous occasion. All of my efforts are all for naught. Is that how that goes? I don't know. All of my efforts are all of my efforts. Got the van in. And a cool parking spot for it. And then so basically I'm putting a pad down there. That'll be for the R-pod. And then I'm going to put a bit of gravel along here. I'm going to put a little bit of gravel along there, but I'm kind of running out. So I kind of have to be choosy about where I'm putting the loads from now on. So anyway, it is almost 6 o'clock. I'm gonna get myself cleaned up. It was a really dusty day running back and forth, so I'm just a dust pile. Try and get myself a little bit of a shower anyway, if these bugs don't have me first. So okay, talk to you in a bit. Okay, so I gotta be quick in this because I've only got a certain amount of time left on my SD card, but it's amazing the things that we take for granted. A shower. It's been a long time since I've had a shower. My wife wouldn't come even close to me, and I wouldn't want anybody else to come close to me either, to be honest with you. But regardless, in the back of the van, I've got this eco temperature instant water heater. So I can only operate this thing because it vents out this way with the doors of the back of the van open. You can see there's a sleeping area there, and because of the propane and the heat coming out of it. So yeah, I feel like $1 million. Feels so nice to have a shower. I've been wanting to get up to the spot so I could basically be able to have a shower and not be sitting in mud. I wanted to have this have happened 2 days ago, but I'm limited on water as well, so I can only carry about 20 gallons in the van. So that'll be another thing, is getting water accumulation, probably from the rainwater. I don't really want to take from the pond just because of bacteria and stuff like that, so wouldn't want to get something in my eye. Okay, now I'm gonna make dinner. Well, you might ask yourself, what does dinner look like now that he's not eating soup? It looks like tinfoil. But, well, actually, I got a bison steak, which I've never had before. See if I can open this up here while I'm... Got some green peppers and mushroom and goodness. If this thing falls off of my makeshift table, which is a chunk of 6x6 hemlock, I will be very, very upset. Oh yeah, look at that. That's a little bit of heaven right there. And some potatoes. So y'all know what potatoes look like. I'm not going to risk my dinner to show you that. I was just sitting here, and right across the way was a beaver having his dinner. I'm pretty much sure I'm one with nature now. Look at us, we're COVID friendly.
It just keeps looking at you no matter what you do?
You can have it so that it follows you as well.
Oh.
And then if you want it to...
What do you mean follow me?
You can spin it around by doing the triple threat.
Oh.
Young man at work.
It stops you from being jubbly.
Alright, sorry. Yeah, I've been basically going back and forth with the backhoe for the majority of the day. This morning I went into town, had to go get some fuel. And then had a special guest appearance. My good buddy Sean and his son Liam are by. And so I took them around the property a little bit. And now he's going to help us take down this dead, dying tree. What looks to be a maple, we think. But it's like not a really good maple. It's not like, I don't know what type of maple it is. I don't know. One of you 10 subscribers can let me know what type of tree this is. That would be great. But yeah, anyway, we're gonna use the backhoe and some rigging, and yeah, could be a little bit of a gong show, but might not be. So we'll set up the GoPro and do what? Yes, another time lapse. Okay, so Sean and Liam have left, and this is what we've accomplished. We were contemplating taking this tree down. We were pretty sure it was a maple. There's a lot of dead limbs up high. It was starting to bud, but there was some dead limbs that could potentially be an issue. And it turns out all on the inside it was rotted, so probably a good thing that we you can see here all this is rot, all this, so it's probably for the best to have taken that down. We can utilize it for some firewood and potentially some planking, maybe with some of the lengths, not sure yet. But more so, I think what I want to try and do is make a table out of this. So we just left the stump, but I think I'm going to lob it all off at one level and then put a tabletop on it. It'd be kind of a cool outdoor table for putting items of stuff on. Not sure what, but whatever you need tables for. Anyway, I'm going to get back in this thing and take the rest of that gravel up. I think I've got about maybe 6 more loads. So I'll try and get a couple tonight and then get some more tomorrow morning as well. And then the machine's got to go back tomorrow. And I'm going to go home tomorrow. See my wife, my kids. Because I miss them. Yeah, okay. That is it for now. Bye. Okay, good Friday morning. This is now 8 days in the bush. Alone. Not really. With the machine. I got a couple more loads of gravel that I got to bring up, so I'm kind of starting a little bit earlier today than normal. I dug a hole trying to do for an outhouse, but I've only got down to maybe about 2.5 feet, so I'll deal with that later. It's not really deep enough, but I don't have any dirt, and as you can see, I'm surrounded by rocks. And every time I dig down, oh look, a rock, oh look, a rock, oh look, bedrock. So anyway, the joys of, and so I will be utilizing the machine as much as I can this morning, trying to get all of the gravel up and then concentrating on trying to do some of the low spots out on the road there, and also making up more of the level area for the R-pod. So that is about that, and this will probably be not recorded because it's just bouncing back and forth for 1.5 kilometers back and forth all day long. All day long. All day. Yep. Okay. See you in a bit. Alright. It is 11:52. And this right here was the last bucket. 3 triaxle loads of gravel. 8 days total, Friday to Friday, with one day kind of knocked out because of the backhoe. I'd say a good 3/4 of the day, not one full day. But all in all, got quite a bit done here. I'm going to do some raking and stuff like that. And yeah, pretty cool. A lot accomplished, so pretty happy right now. Looks like crap, but believe me, it's not crap, it's good. Alright, talk to you in a bit. Okay, so that is a wrap for this week. I was about to say weekend, but no, this week. So, just to recap, I cut all that line in there, made a parking area right there, cut this line up into there, cut this line down there, took a bunch of trees down. I still got tons and tons of work left. I've got tons of raking, what have you. Sorry for the wind, it's probably doing Not so nice stuff for the video. Made a little privy hole there. Not sure if I'm going to use it yet, but at least it's there. And got a nice level parking area there. A nice turnaround spot there. Our camping area. Still need tons of cleanup there. And this is the continuation of the lower side. We got tons of raking back to do. I did it a little bit, but I had to get the machine to the front because it's going to get picked up soon, and I still have to get fuel. Otherwise, they charge me $2.60 a liter to fill it. So, and then I just did a quick little leveling out here. It's not going to be a driveway or anything like that, that's for sure. But anyway, regardless, that is it. I'm exhausted. I need a shower. Need to see my wife and my kids. Don't know why I paused there, probably because I'm out of breath and exhausted. But yeah. Anyway, till the next weekend. Yes, goodbye.